Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm your host, Ninon de Rosa, and my co-host is AJ Dean. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello and good evening. My name is AJ Dean. I'm your co-host at NinonSpeaks Media Image, and it's my pleasure to introduce Ninon de Rosa. Hello, Ninon.
Hello, how are you, AJ?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Well, I just think it's amazing how these weeks seem to fly by.
Welcome everyone, and thank them for joining us tonight. It's going to be a spectacular show.
Looks like Elvis Presley.
Yes, who's organizing the whole.
Hi, Elvis. How are you?
Oh, good. How you doing, Hans?
I'm doing great. Hey, Rob, how are you? Get your face in
Sweetheart,
there,
I'm
Rob.
fine. We're trying to see if we can fit all four of us in here.
Get a little closer. Love each other a little more. Love each other. Love each other.
Are you able to see all four of us?
There you go.
Well,
now, Rob, I understand you have a big evening ahead of you. What is happening?
Trilogy is a very special event, and
Can you see all of us?
I can see all four of you now. It's wonderful. You look amazing.
Yay.
There's going to be a Christmas special Saturday and Sunday, Friday, December 11th at 8 p.m. and Sunday, December 13th at 4 p.m. And you can get your tickets. They'll be performing at Chianti. The general admission is $25. VIP tickets are $35. And it's called American Trilogy. And we're so thrilled to welcome all of you. Hello and welcome to everyone.
And how's it all going?
Thank you for having us.
That works.
Have we, Rob, how are you doing with the tickets? Have you sold out yet?
Not sold out, but Saturday is a virtual sellout. So Saturday will sell out.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. I got to see you, Rob. I mean, I miss you. We haven't seen anybody for 9 months now. I feel like it's like a pregnancy. The woman disappears. Now, the young lady? What are you doing, young lady?
Look, it's true.
Gabriella Versace as the.
Gabriella, what are you doing? Are you going to talk to me, or are we going to just look at each other and smile?
It's just... How are
Gabriella?
you? Yes, I'm here.
Yes, can you? What exactly are you doing in the show?
I have the honor of portraying Miss Barbara Streisand.
How amazing!
With these handsome gentlemen.
How amazing! How long did it take you to learn or to actually become a Barbara Streisand?
What time is it now?
2:30 this afternoon.
What time is it now? What time is it now?
Well,
That's funny.
Gentleman, Mr. Rob Garrett, came to me actually about 2 weeks ago and said, "Guess what? I have this great idea." And I went,
That's typical Rob.
You got 2 weeks. So he had faith in me that I could do it, and I've been studying my heart out, and hopefully I will do her and these gentlemen.
What song? I won't ask you what songs you're going to sing, but that might be getting the cat out of the bag. But let's get the cat out of the bag anyway. What difference does it make? What are you going to sing?
A lot of Christmas duets.
A lot of Christmas duets. Okay. Well, the reason this is not going out, this is not live, so you can say what's happening, and we'll publicize it probably Saturday morning if you want, or tell us when you want it publicized, and we'll publicize it so we can get the cat out of the bag. But I think people would like to know what you're going to sing, and we don't want to keep it a secret because then they won't know what's going on.
We can tell you some of the songs. We're not going to tell you all the songs.
Okay, great. Okay, what are you singing?
Barbara's iconic song "Somewhere."
Oh,
and
fabulous.
also the duet between Barbara and Neil, which everyone knows very, very well. That will be in the show as well. So
okay. Now I know we got Elvis Presley behind you. Elvis, how you doing?
That is Shandor. It's my pleasure to introduce him. He's wonderful.
Right.
So Stan, how long have you been in Vegas?
Say what?
How long have you been in Vegas?
I've been in Vegas about 20 years.
And are you counted, they always have these competitions with the Elvis lookalikes and singer-likes and all this alike. How do you stand in that, or do you not go into those competitions?
In 2010, I went out to Memphis, Tennessee, and I competed in Elvis Presley Enterprises Graceland Endorsed Ultimate Elvis Contest.
Yeah.
And I won the title.
Oh, you see?
Recognition by Elvis Presley Enterprises and all of that good stuff, and got a lot of cool things out of it. So
I was going to say that must have made you extremely famous. That must have made you extremely famous.
yeah, but not rich.
Oh, well, that's no good. Well, you know, it's funny. You know, the funny thing is, a lot of in the music industry and the entertainment industry, a lot of the people with tremendous talent, they don't end up wealthy and they don't end up rich, a lot of them, but their talents are so amazing. Now, the guy sitting down in the middle is very serious, and I don't know who he is, but he looks rather cool.
serious.
That is amazing. Chris Jason, he is Frank Sinatra tribute
I
artist.
thought so. Yeah, I thought you were looking a little bit like Frankie there, huh?
Yeah, baby.
So how did you and why did you decide to be Frank Sinatra?
You know, I didn't decide. It was kind of like a fit like a glove since I was like 14 years old, and I've been doing it ever since for about 20
So what
years
did you
now.
do? You just started singing, and it sort of.
No, actually, my uncle was a tribute to Engelbert Humperdinck for many years.
You know, I dated him.
What's that?
I dated Engelbert.
You did. Engelbert's
Oh.
he's a great cat. I
Oh,
love
he's
Engelbert.
fabulous. I knew him as Jerry Dorsey as well.
Yeah, Arnold George Dorsey. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jerry
And
Dorsey.
Jerry Arnold
Jerry.
George Dorsey.
No,
Jerry Dorsey.
Go do your.
Jerry Dorsey.
So he's been a friend of he's been a friend of the family for like 30-something years.
Yes,
And,
he's a fabulous
yeah,
guy.
Oh yeah, and when my uncle retired, I was always singing Engelbert Humperdinck songs, but I always did Frank on the side. But it was always kind of like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And you know, my grandmother and my papa, my mom always listened to Frank and the Rat Pack, and it always was just a good fit with the music. And I knew everything since I was like, I mean, Jesus, between 13, 14 years old. That's all I've been doing.
How
And then I moved to
wonderful.
Vegas 5 years ago, and I perform in the Rat Pack is back at the Tuscany Casino now. I've been resident Frank for about 5 years now.
Wow.
Okay, then I got to tell you something. I have a photograph of you. You don't
Huh?
remember. You don't remember me. I know you don't. I have the
Well,
show
I'm
called
in
Vegas.
trouble now. What
Yeah, you're
happened?
in big trouble. Oh, you
What
are.
What did I do and where did I do it?
You did it. Actually, it was at the Tuscany, and we took a photograph. I'm from Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm the host of Vegas Live with Ninon. So I know nearly everybody in town who's in the music industry. And I remember you were all there, and I said, I got to have a photograph with all of you. And I took a photograph with all of you. Yeah, it was fun. It was really good. So up until now, have you achieved what you wanted to achieve as of being Frank Sinatra?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Are you happy with, after achieving what you have achieved, being Frank Sinatra practically all your life since you were 14? You're not really you're Frank Sinatra, right?
Well, we kind of have the same, background. We're both Italian, and, Italian background, Italian heritage. And I've always been doing this, the Great American Songbook for years. But as far as portraying Frank and the Rat Pack, obviously you have to take on that persona. And obviously I don't do the whole look-alike thing. It's more of the voice and the mannerism and the talking and whatever else. But if I can do the man justice that way and keeping the music alive and keeping the spirit alive, then my job is done. I'm just going to do it.
Chris, do you do it your way?
Well, I'm doing it Rob's way. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Yeah, I do it my way.
Hey,
I
listen,
think Chris just has to be himself, and it comes off naturally.
It just comes naturally.
Even when he speaks, he sounds like.
It's a natural thing. I'm not trying to do anything like different that I would do anywhere else. It's just it fits with the whole Sinatra thing. And, I think
you've all
that's what
got your
gets me.
own individual characters. You've all got your own character, and then
Correct.
you've got this other character
Correct.
which you portray. Now, you do look a little bit like Frank Sinatra. I also met Frank Sinatra too. I was at his home for dinner,
Right.
and I had a great long conversation with a fabulous guy. Now, Rob, how did you manage to get all these people together to sort of put this beautiful theme together? You're very talented yourself, and you've done extremely well in Vegas. So you could have got the Rat Pack back again.
I guess if you really wanted to stretch it, you can call this a modern day Rat Pack, because normally it's just Frank and Elvis and Neil. That's why it's called American Trilogy, because Trilogy obviously is 3. So, but because it's holidays and because we're doing this without a band, and it doesn't hurt to have a beautiful lady in the show. So
I was going to say, because you've got now you've got a lady, so now you kind of change things up a little bit.
So she's like, you know, an add-on special guest star. But the point is that in real life, I wanted to make sure that we got whatever, if we ever added a female, that the female had some connection to the 3 men and Barbra Streisand. As you watch the show, you will learn that Barbra Streisand, obviously, you know, she had a connection with Neil. They sang that famous,
well, yeah, they sang that famous song together.
But she has a connection with all 3.
Yeah, yeah, that it's amazing. But you always seem to manage to, whatever you seem to want, Rob, you seem to get. Your tenacity is awfully high, and you reach out to the top.
Well, I mean, well before the pandemic, show was created. Me and then Justin, you know, started the show in 2014. So it's just that the holiday version of American Trilogy is relatively new. In other words, we had a script. It's a scripted show. It's like it's a production show with a little hint of Broadway. And, I mean, obviously mostly music, but it actually tells a story and show how the 3 men are connected throughout their careers and how they've given the thesis or the basis of the show is that they're doing a concert together to give back to this country that has propelled them into the 3 biggest superstars in the universe, you know. So
they all live the American dream.
They've all lived. He's right. All 3 of them have lived the American dream.
So who would you compare in this world right now? As we had Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, we had.
Okay, don't even Tony Bennett doesn't fit in as iconic as he is. He's not as iconic as the 3 that are in the show.
No. What I'm saying is that do we have any comparison right now of any of those before in this world right now? Because now you are all portraying somebody else. But I'm talking about the real thing. Who's in this world right now that is like a Frank Sinatra or like a, you know, any of them, like an Elvis Presley?
Right now.
The original.
You mean contemporary people, Ninon?
Yeah, now that are performing like they did 30 years ago.
The answer to that is it still remains to be seen, right? Because I mean, Bruno Mars, you know, we're going to see if any of these people, become icons as they get older.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
we're not going to. We don't know. We don't know who's going to be.
No,
Elvis and Frank and Neil.
Right now, I can't really think of anybody except you 4. I've got you 4,
right.
And I can see you out there and doing this trilogy thing. I think it's absolutely amazing. What made you want to have a woman join you?
What?
What made you want to have a woman join your group?
Okay, well, okay. Let me tell you what inspired me and what prompted me to add Barbra Streisand to the show. Chris is in the Rat Pack show.
Yes.
So I'm going to give some. He normally kicks off the show. He's at the beginning. Frank is like the matriarch of the show. He's the unofficial host. I guess that's what you would call it. So he's not going to be able to join the show until halfway through it. So I wanted to get someone as a special, you know, and it is Christmas time. We're in a pandemic. So I wanted to do something special for the people that are coming to the show. So I didn't want to add another male. We've got the testosterone part covered, you know. So I wanted to add a female, and it was a no-brainer because again, Barbra Streisand was the first one I thought of. It had to be someone that had a connection with the 3 gentlemen, because the 3 gentlemen, as you watch the show, have a connection with each other.
And you're all really in the same, and you're right, because that's what I was watching, and after talking to all of you, I'm looking at the mold you have put together. You've put a great mold together of
Right.
artists and the trilogy, and I just think what you've done is amazing. But then I'm not surprised because Rob, you've always done great things. Always. Now, are you performing on your own anywhere?
I mean, occasionally here, but not often. Not often.
No.
Here, meaning here at Chianti, but I am going to Arizona for a New Year's gig. So.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. But what do you think is going to happen? I mean, everything's going to change. It's not going to be the same. So as an entertainer, all of you need a stage to go on because that's where you perform. How's that going to work? Or how do you think it's going to work and what you're going to do?
We got a lot of stuff coming up, actually. I just booked a gig actually yesterday. What's the name of that place that you were playing at?
Prosecco?
No, not Prosecco's. The other ones.
Live stage?
No, I've actually been booking a lot of gigs. I just forget the names of the places. It's all going to be on my
That's
Facebook
not very
page.
good.
I know. I just booked
You're not booking any gigs.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Sterling Club. I'll be at the Sterling Club January 6th. And
Be at the Sterling Club?
yeah, I'll be at the Sterling Club January 6th. And
that's a great joint.
then I go to Seven Feathers Casino in Washington and then Oregon.
I played Seven Feathers.
Yeah.
When is your gig in Washington?
January 8th.
He's not going to Seven Feathers.
Why?
They're a mess.
No, they're open.
No,
It's also, they canceled everything but that one.
That's really bad. Well, wait.
Well, hopefully, I got deposits. So
Washington's in bad shape.
Well, let me say something. You better keep that deposit.
don't wish me bad luck, Rob.
I'm not.
It's in my culture. I don't believe in that. Don't wish bad.
Billy, I have no power over that kind of stuff.
I shouldn't have said nothing. Usually they say when you talk about
Frank
good things,
Sinatra.
you say,
Frank, I got to call you Frankie. Frankie.
Yes.
Call you Frankie because you've got to be a Frankie. You got to be a Frankie. Frankie, what are you booked into? Are you booked into anything? Because I mean, Frank Sinatra stands up in this gorgeous stage with a few little lights, and he has this incredible.
As of right now, I'm doing the Rat Pack, which is we were Monday through Saturday, but because of everything going on, so now we're just doing the Fridays and Saturdays. So we'll do the 11th and 12th this week, 18th and 19th next week, and then we're playing Christmas night through the following Wednesday. And then I think we're going to take the month of January off, from what I'm told. But in between that, I also have the Sterling Club, December 30th. And there's a couple little things happening in between here and there that I don't want to say it because they're not confirmed, but I am working on some things. There's a new Frank and Dean show that I'm working on with Drew Anthony, who plays Dean Martin in the show.
Oh, that's right.
So that's also something. And I also have myself and Joelle Righetti, who also plays in the show. She's also my girlfriend, and we also have a show called Nothing But the Best, which is Frank Sinatra, and she does an array of different characters from Cher to herself. She does a female version of Tom Jones. So it was a few things in the pot. And Elvis, she does Elvis too.
You know who used to do a lot of Frank Sinatra stuff was Pia Zadora. Pia Zadora used to open up for Sinatra.
Yes, she did. Yes, I ran into Pia once at Piero's.
Yeah, Pia. Well, she performed. Well, she used to perform there Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah.
She's just adorable. She's still got it.
She is. She is.
She's still
But that's what I have in the bag right now, and doing this stuff with Rob and Justin, and Gabriella. Which is going to be fantastic.
Okay, now let's get over to Gabriella. Gabriella, you are lovely. You definitely, you look awfully like Barbara Streisand, don't you?
Thank you.
It's the hair and the eyes. It's your eyes, isn't it?
She's like a whole human being. She's got hair, eyes, and mouth, and nose.
And it's all attached.
How about that? She's a whole thing.
Yeah, mine's attached too. There's not much of it. But Barbara, I can call you Barbara. You've got things coming up? You've got other stuff happening?
Well, BC before COVID.
Come closer to the microphone. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. That's better.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Before COVID, I was in a show at the Westgate for 5.5 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I was in the Sexy Show. I came to town about 20 years ago.
Do you
in a show called Showgirls. And then I went to I'm sorry?
Do you know David Kirschenbaum? David Kirschenbaum.
Yes.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Because he's my son. He was my son-in-law.
Oh, is that your son-in-law?
It was, yes. David
Was.
Married to my daughter. Small world. But I know that they were at the Westgate. So what are you doing now? Are you doing anything apart from doing the trilogy and doing all this? What else are you up to?
So I'm doing the trilogy, but I also own my own cupcake company, Showgirl Cupcakes.
Oh, wow. And
Yes.
what do you do with the Showgirl cupcakes?
I'm the owner and creator, and I make custom cupcakes, and they're yummy and delicious. And over COVID, I actually expanded my brand, and I have a cupcake bath line and swimsuits called Cupkinis.
How much
So,
do they cover?
in essence, during the pandemic, Gabriella is helping people that are already gaining weight gain more weight. Yeah, so, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
She gave me two for my birthday.
Yeah, I made him the Neil Diamond.
Funny you should talk about cupcakes. I've always wanted to have a cupcake business, and I'll tell you what I wanted. Remember these old kiosk stands they had for films? You know, you could go and buy films, or the little coffee stands that you could drive in a shopping center. I wanted to have a cupcake stand and only sell cupcakes.
Yeah.
But I wanted each one right by a school. I wanted it by the school because all the kids come out and buy cupcakes after they've been to school. Good idea, huh? I have to talk to you.
Yes, I do a lot of the entertainers, their children's birthdays. They all call me to make their children's birthday.
You can make great big cakes and little cakes and baby cakes and.
No, I just make cupcakes.
Just the cupcake. You just stick to one thing then.
That's right.
Good for you, because that's very, very smart. Very smart.
I combined I was a showgirl my whole life. So I combined my love of being a showgirl with my love of cupcakes. And that's how I came up with Showgirl Cupcakes.
So when you were in the showgirl, when you were doing that, what hotels were you in?
I was in Showgirls at the Rio. That was at the Rio. And then I stayed there and did Erotica. And then I was in a country girl band called the Honky Tonk Cowgirls.
Oh, how fabulous.
And
Now,
after that, I went to a rock band.
I
I was in a rock band for 6 years, and then I went to the sexy show at the Westgate.
Which one do you prefer? The sexy one.
I mean, all of them had a different sort of flavor, and I think that's what makes us well-rounded performers, when you can tap into each different genre.
Yeah.
And do that. I feel like it makes you a well-rounded performer to be versed in all kinds of music and dance. And
As we're coming back out of this pandemic, because that's what I feel. I think we're coming out of it. And the reason, because we've got this vaccine in London, and hopefully it's not going to take that long coming over to America, but they have to have it approved, because America has to have everything approved. I don't know why, but they do, which is a good thing. And when we come back, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, what do you see happening with the entertainment business, with the hotels and everything? Do you think it's going to come back the same, or how will you come back as it?
I don't feel it's going to come back the same, but we will be back. We're a strong entertainment community, and Vegas is known for our shows and our entertainment, our casinos, and even if we slowly have to come back, we will be back, because we're strong here. We're Vegas strong.
Well, entertainers don't ever leave the stage. They never leave the stage, even as
They can do anything they want, but they're not going to take that. It's who we are. It's our life. It's how we breathe, and they can't take that from us.
And what's very important is it's like a big family.
Community. It's a big community.
It's a very big community.
And it's all going to be baby steps, as you know, Ninon. I mean, when things come back to normal, she's right. It's not going to be normal the next day. It's
take a while.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, but I also think, I've got a switch on this. I often think that it's not going to come back the same, but this is where the entertainers, which you have just done, not doing it already, is coming back in something different and doing something different that everybody's going to be fascinated. So to me, this is a great time to actually enhance what you're doing, because you're already doing something different. You're already coming back in a different way.
Yeah, well, I think you can revamp yourself with this. I mean, like we've some people that I know of right now, we've revamped stuff, and it's time to think, and like, what can we do when we do come back that'll make it even better?
That's it. Exactly what I think. That's exactly what I'm getting at, because I'd like to see I'd like to see it different. I think we're open to see something different. Elvis, you have something to say, Elvis? Come on.
I want to say this.
Elvis has the floor.
Look, you know, we have guys like you. We have, you know, social
I'm
media.
not a guy. I'm a girl.
Guys and dolls. We got dolls like you. We got guys like him. We got guys.
I'm just
What I'm
giving
trying
you
to
a
say
hard
is,
time.
How dare he say such
we
things?
have social media. We can actually stream. We can get more viewers even this way. Actually, we can have some people here at max capacity while we're streaming and actually broadcasting to possibly millions of viewers.
Well,
And
this
actually,
is
it's a very, very good time to get well known here. Huh?
This is why AJ and I started this program. I have had NinonSpeaks for years, but I've never had it on the set. I've never had it on the internet. So I decided, I got hold of AJ and we were talking and everything else. And she said she'd love to do a show. I said, well, I got a show that we can do together. And so we've started something. Although I've been doing this for 5 years with Vegas Live with Ninon, and so I'm out on the platform already. I've already ventured out in going worldwide because that's just the way I am. But then we've got this show to put people like you on and give you all the exposure out there, you know, of what you're doing, how you're doing. So people now know to come on. AJ, you want to say something?
I do. I thank you so much. I do want to say something. First of all, I want to say we have about 9 minutes left, and I want to give a shout out to Rob Garrett. He's the hardest working creative and entertainment manager, producer, creator, everything. He's a one-man band. He does it all. He does it with style and with class. And I want to.
Oh, Rob.
Thank you. No, that's so sweet. Thank you, AJ. That was very. You didn't have to say that.
Yeah, and
Well,
AJ.
you didn't have to say that. No.
He only sleeps about an hour and a half a night.
Truly.
Trust me, we know.
We get text messages at 3 o'clock in the
4 or
morning.
5
He
o'clock
don't go
in
to
the morning,
sleep.
I'm getting, yeah.
But AJ, you haven't met him yet. When you meet Rob, my goodness, the greatest, very good looking, by the way. And, you know, I've always liked him and we've known each other for a long time, but always very gracious, always very, he's got the whole business. You've got the whole business side of it as well, Rob, haven't you? How did you achieve that?
One more said the last thing.
How did you achieve the business side of the entertainment business, the business side?
Yeah, well, I mean, I came here with my parents in '74, and I've been performing since '80. So I pretty much have seen, and well, up until this last year, I would have said I've seen everything, but obviously that wasn't true. Right. So now hopefully I've seen enough,
Yeah.
and I, you know, and I'm a survivor. I'm gonna ride this baby out, and meaning the pandemic. And I'll be trust me that I'll be ready when this is over.
You'll be ready, but I think you're also going to be ready to put it in different directions, as we were talking before with the social media and how we
and being here. I'm going to give some credit to the owners of Chianti too, because
good. Okay, go ahead.
I mean that being the entertainment manager of this place has given me a project and something at least 2 or 3 days a week to actually go to and be able to participate in. Even if I'm not performing, I'm booking some of the acts, and I'm someone that has to be around. If I stay home all the time, I'm just gonna go stir crazy, and that's. I mean, I've been an entertainer for 40 years in this town, so it's given me a project, and it's given me something to do something constructively. That's what I want to say.
In other words,
And I also get to give my friends work.
yeah, but that would be you, because if you didn't find this, you would have found something else, because that's just you.
Entertainers are not meant to stay home doing nothing.
No, it's like, you
An
know,
artist needs a purpose.
I
Right.
can't. I'm still doing my show, but I'm doing it in different locations now because I can't be
Right.
because they shut me out. But you know, we always find a way of getting in there or doing something and sort of, you know, making it work.
I can only speak for myself. I do.
Yeah, well, I think all 4 of you are in the same
Yeah.
direction. I think you're all wanting to do the same thing. You're all wanting to be out there, but you all want to sort of, you know, give your entertainment to other people so they've got something to do and they've got something to see out there rather than not go anywhere or do anything. Because that's what the world is now. No one can go anywhere or do anything.
Yes, I want to thank all of you. You're absolutely gorgeous. You look so wonderful, and your presence is just a blessing. It's such a great gift to have you and what you do. I want to let you know that we appreciate you so much.
Now, how can
Thank you for
anybody-
thank you for having us, both of you ladies. You're
Gabriella,
blessing. Yeah, both of you
Gabriella
ladies.
first, how do we get hold of you? How can anybody book you?
Well, I mean, I know at least three of us are easy to find online. I'm assuming you can answer for
I'm
yourself.
on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can find me under Gabriella Versace on Facebook and Showgirl Gabby on Instagram.
Okay, wonderful. Elvis Presley, what about you? Where can we find you?
Or on Facebook.
All of us on Facebook, Nina. All of us, easy.
So I think what I'm asking is they're all coming under Trilogy? Would you put it that way, or would they just all come under different names?
I mean, they could both. They can find us individually,
Yes.
or they can find us under American Trilogy. Yeah.
American Trilogy. So I want to tell all the audience out there, this is American Trilogy.
www.americantrilogy.net.
Okay. You can find
That's for the show.
Yes.
They can easily locate us individually too.
Individual. So Elvis Presley, how do they find you? Where do they find you?
Usually at the
Facebook.
and the neighborhood bar.
You know?
Yeah.
Where are we going to find you, Elvis?
You can find me on Facebook at Chris Jason. The Rat Pack is back. And you can also find me at the bar.
Also at the same neighborhood.
Same bar, same bartender, the whole thing.
We all hang out at the same bar.
Hang in, guys. This bar sounds like it's a secret.
He does, but she has to mask him.
What bar is it? What's the bar?
Chianti.
Oh, we're all at Chianti.
Any bar that'll serve us.
Okay, what is the address of the Chianti? Garrett, Rob, what's the address of the Chianti? The Chianti restaurant.
Address, the address.
Oh, yeah, right. You had to ask me that, huh?
South Durango.
I believe it's 3694. It is South Durango. It's on Durango, just about a quarter mile south of Flamingo. So for all intents and purposes, Flamingo and Durango.
And for those of you who don't drink, they got Lavazza coffee from the hit to this.
Oh my God, and it's to die for too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm an espresso.
Wait, when are you coming here?
Well, that I haven't been invited yet.
75 South Durango.
All right, well, you can come to any.
4275 South Durango.
Oh, it's on Durango. Okay.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about? I just looked it up.
So, hey, listen, AJ, I'm trying to get invited. Well, the Rat Pack are having a little
He's
conversation.
right.
I want
He's right.
He's strict Dr.
Then
Google.
Yeah,
decide-
it is.
deciding whether
Where
they
did I
want
get
to invite
36?
me or
I
not.
don't know.
All right.
And you
You send people to the gas station on the street.
To the dispensary.
I know.
Chianti's in Vegas, okay?
Ninon, you have an open invitation, and I also want to say this, that we added 2 shows for the, not, obviously we're doing 3 shows this weekend. We added 2 shows the next weekend, and I'll be posting that. One of them is not at Chianti. So I know we're running out of time, so I'm not going to get into that. But on the 19th and 20th, we added 2 shows, and I'll be posting that. Ninon, you have an open invitation to any show you want to come to.
In other words, I can walk in anytime I want.
Well, you can't walk in because, you have to make, there's rules now.
She's going to show up to 3698 down the street, South Durango.
You forgot about that. There are rules. You have to let us know.
I've got to make reservations.
Right. Well, at least with me anyway.
Rob,
You know.
performing in June of 2021, because Jeff and I are coming to Las Vegas in June 2021. Can we see American Trilogy and all?
AJ, they're going to put a special show on for you. If they're not performing, they're going to make a.
That's right. Rent a hotel suite, AJ, and we'll just come over there and give you a private show. We have no idea what's happening in June of 2021. We don't have a clue.
Yeah, we might be desperate and need the money.
We don't know what's going to happen. So AJ, we're we're praying that in June of 2021 we're back to doing shows. So
Don't worry about Christmas. Never mind June.
we don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Okay, listen, guys, we got to close out now, and I want to thank all of you. Rob, Garrett, you have been an amazing friend to me. Since I've been in Vegas, I've done very well because of people like you that support me and help me. And all of you out there, my Frank Sinatra, my Elvis, my Barbara Streisand, all of you are amazing. And it's just so good to have you on my show and to see what you're doing and how you're keeping this entertainment together, because people like you, that's how it works. And if you don't do it, nobody else will. And you just look, all of you, I'm looking at you, you all look amazing. It's like you're sitting right there. And